Peace, peace. Salute. How's everybody? Saturday. It's quiet. Uh, for now. Sooner or later, we're gonna have a few cars making a whole bunch of noise riding through these Brooklyn blocks. Peace, 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 Queen. How you? Waiting for my young comrade to join. Uh, today's dialogue is a little bit uh, more relaxed than usual. Um, we're going to be speaking on, I guess, couture, high-end fashion, right? And is it uh, the contradiction towards one's consciousness, one's wokeness? So let's get it on. I'm adding my young comrade now, you know. And again, as always, we appreciate uh, the family of humanity for listening in, you know. We appreciate the questions and answers and keeping the dialogue fresh, you know. Okay, again, what's going on? I'm adding them. I guess this connection is a little off because of the time you have weather and clouds and stuff like that. It may be difficult to get on Wi-Fi, but then again, it seems to only happen when me and the young comrade is building dialogue and things of that. Still having difficulty adding him on and still have me waiting. Um, and amongst that and other things, later on, I'm going to be peace. I'm going to be dialoguing. I'm going to be dialoguing with my brother from the West Coast, Abdul, on the ADOS movement. Peace.
Peace. What's going on, good brother?
What's going on with you on this dreary Saturday?
Yeah. I just been chilling. I was in the house all day. It was raining?
Not really. Just a little misty here and there. It's cloudy, a little
Oh,
overcast.
okay.
We have people
Yeah.
joining us. I guess everybody wants to share the dialogue with us on this Saturday. I hope everybody is in their rest, relaxed, enjoying this time. Peace, Leo. Peace. All right, Big Mike Stovall, one of my day one comrades. Mike Stovall goes back to the '70s with me. You know,
Oh,
like I said,
okay. Yes, sir.
I maintain good relationships, man, through the years, man. I mean,
That's good.
some
That says a lot
connections.
about you. Says a lot about you as a person. You know what I mean?
Well, some connections, especially being from East New York, some connections were so real and so intense at such a young age that no matter what we do, we'll never be able to shake them. And that's the energy, that's usually the energy amongst most melanated people when they're in real tight conditions.
Mm-hmm.
We meet, we connect, our parents connect. It's not a coincidence or accident that some of us are still engaged with each other, whether we haven't seen each other in years or we see each other every day, so
Mm-hmm.
peace to them and peace to everybody that's joining. See, peace, Jason.
Yeah.
So
So,
let's get it.
check. Yeah, I was gonna say, check this out, right?
You froze up. Go ahead.
Yeah, now somebody keeps sending me, like they send you those chain messages on Facebook. It pauses the. So next time they
Yeah.
send it, I have to mute it. I'm gonna have to mute it real quick. No, but I
Right.
was gonna say, a lot of these entertainers and these artists in like the music industry and whatnot, do they have stylists or do many of them dress themselves?
None of them
Because you
dress.
start to see
None
shadows.
of them. None of them dress
Wow.
themselves. None of them. And I can
Mm.
tell you that from being when I was heavily deep into the entertainment industry, took a hand at the modeling thing, and I had a good friend of mine, and she's no longer in the industry, but she was a stylist for many of them. You know what I'm saying? And she
Yeah.
is the one who really made being a stylist an occupation that was given great importance, right? She was styling for Essence magazine. She styled for the Source, and she also created her own magazine, which was Honey, right?
Mm.
It was a magazine that was created and edited by three black sisters. It was getting ready to pop off until the powers that be wouldn't allow Black Girl Magic at that time. So a bigger company bought it and kind of ruined the magazine. But back then she was stylist for numerous R&B and hip hop acts. So I can tell you from that point, and we're talking about the early 90s, from like 93, 94, nobody was styling themselves because they all wanted to have a particular look. And most of these dudes, if you threw them, you could have thrown them in the most decorated fashion statement or the most decorated fashion house, and they wouldn't know how to put a pair of pants together with a shirt.
Wow.
Yeah, and that goes back even to the simple basics with what you would think is the West Coast hip hop look, as far as the brothers that's connected to the sets. Even
Yeah.
some putting together a jersey and some khakis. They couldn't even do that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? To give it a more marketable look. So they all have style, especially today. But the styles aren't being as paid as they once were. Before you had June Ambrose and all these high fashion stylists getting these big enormous checks from the record labels, that shit got killed. They deaded that.
Okay, because I keep hearing a lot of people are shopping at this big machine called Fashion Nova. I keep hearing it all over the place,
Yeah,
even in
that's
their rhymes, even in their songs, Fashion Nova. And I see a lot
yeah,
of the
that's
sisters are selling for them now. They're
right.
promoting it on the
Because
Instagram.
yeah, what you know what it is. This industry now told you the arms of it is no longer an eight-legged octopus. You understand what I'm saying? Everything down to the T is controlled by a certain few, right? So if
Hmm.
everybody's doing it, you know that memo has been sent out. That memo has been sent out. Understand me?
Yeah.
It's no longer I'm independent of this and this is what I'm going to do. No, no. If you want money, you're going to jump on this machine. Why do you think everybody's doing it? You think
I
they
see
all
that.
want to shop there? You think they all want to go there?
Mhm.
Peace, Vince. Peace, Vince. They don't all want to be there, but they know that if they don't go in that lane, that they're not going to get no bread. You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So it's no more of them being independent leaders. It's more of follow the leader. You understand what I'm saying? Just like it's no
Yeah.
coincidence that Megan just signed with Cop Nation. You know what I'm saying? It's something that she wants money. This is what she's going to have to do.
Wait, repeat that again. Who signed?
Megan the Stallion just signed
Wow.
with Cop Nation, right?
Uh,
So you think that that's what she wanted to do?
no.
If she really believed in herself, she would have a different management team or management firm, right?
Yes.
So how y'all doing? Good, good. What's going on? Yeah, so that's exactly what that is. That's something that they're doing, just like they all signed with Live Nation. You want to get a show, promote it. You want, Ticketmaster, all that. There's no more that you just gonna come in this game and eat, and the people who are already established and working within the machine is going to allow that. They
Yeah.
count pennies. They count because the game is so fickle. They could put somebody in the face of the masses and say, "This is your next star," and the masses turn it down. They don't wait. They don't wasted their investment. You understand? So now they got to make sure that everybody that's getting a nickel from the game is paying the one entity that is controlling it.
Wow. Yeah, absolutely. I see this with Jay-Z a lot. Why do you think Jay-Z gets compared to Obama so much?
Because he made himself the liberal, non-threatening black. You understand
Okay.
what I'm saying? Where they
Yeah.
could utilize him. They could utilize him. He's not gonna go. He's not gonna go against the grain, but so much. You understand what I'm
Mm.
saying? He's
Yeah.
not. And when he do speak against the grain, it's in light tone. You know what I'm saying? Like a little like a feint. And he's not even throwing jabs or hard hooks to the
Yeah.
powers that be. It's a light feint. You know what I'm saying? As
Yeah.
long
No.
as you
No.
do that, as long as you
Correct.
do that, you good money with them, and they're gonna continue to allow you to eat off of all this other stuff that other people are not eating off of. You
Yeah.
dig what I'm saying? It won't be Brother Jay from X Clan. You don't see him nowhere. He
Right.
won't be
Right.
at the forefront being compared to nobody. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
So do you think this is? So do you think this is like a good strategy that JD is using, or do you think it could be dangerous at the same time?
It's always dangerous when you creating more sheep. That's deadly. I wouldn't want none of my kids to be following none of that. When you
Mm-hmm.
walking people to the slaughter. Come on, man. It's no secret with this industry shit. No secret. It's no
Yeah.
secret. It's filled with weirdos, pedophiles, and all type of strangeness, and people being abused, people being shortchanged for the work that they're creating and putting out. Come on, it's no secret no more. It's maybe in the mid '90s and early 2000s we could have, you know what I'm saying, said, "Oh, maybe this ain't happening."
Yeah.
We know this is receipts. It's documented facts. People are being abused
Yeah.
on every level of the industry, especially when you come
Yeah.
to recorded music. The top echelon of the industry is Hollywood. After Hollywood, you
Yeah.
have television. After television, you have the record industry. After the record industry, you have literature. You understand what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
when you are in that mix, that's all that it is, man. That's all that
No,
it
that's
is.
right.
Misery, straight misery. So when you're on the upper echelons of it, you got to question why, you know?
No, exactly. So I was just going to ask you, some of the people that's getting caught up in this, some of the people that we're seeing on the news and whatnot. Do you think
Mm-hmm.
they're being? Do you think they're a part of it, or they're just getting caught up in it, being used?
Look, when you come through the door, you being utilized, right? Now, the way you manage your career and navigating it through that system, that's up to you. If you happen to be successful, that's why they pride each other so much in maintaining, you know what I'm saying? And getting to
Yeah.
certain levels within it. Because they know the hardships that they go through just to fit in, just to get that knowledge. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The ones who we see that are falling victim or falling on the sword of the industry are the ones who don't have the protections. You understand? I don't
Mm.
care what industry you go into, you have to be protected. If you fall out of favor of your protection, then you're going to be exposed. That's as
Yeah.
simple as that. The ones that we see on the news, they are out of the loop now. There's no
Mm-hmm.
more use. There's no more use for them. So once there's no more use for you, you fall out of the protection, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now,
It's
now
like
your
you almost
lifestyle,
no
now
good.
your lifestyle gets exposed. You know, it's a whole bunch of funny style shit that go along with it. You know,
Yeah.
they know what they sign up for.
Yeah.
They know
Wow.
what they sign up for. That's why you see some of the most creative ones that come through and they get Artist of the Year and things like
Mm-hmm.
that. And then next year you don't see them no more. You're like, well, what happened? They found out what it was. They looked behind the curtain. They took a peek. They was like, hell no, this ain't for me. I'm gone. And
Wow.
they just leave. You
Mm-hmm.
understand what I'm saying? They have faith in themselves and belief in themselves and know that, yo, that I could do something else. I may have wanted to articulate my gift and my message to the world, but I'm not willing to risk my integrity, you know what I'm saying, and my sanity to do it. So they leave.
Yeah, that's like the brother Mim. I know you remember the brother Mims. He had
Yeah,
that song, This Is Why I'm Hot. That
exactly.
brother's doing really good now. I think he's into real
Yeah,
estate and a couple of
yeah,
other things.
yeah. It's a
He
lot of
also,
them, man.
yeah,
It's a lot of them. There's so many of them we can't name because they come in, they do their thing, and next thing you know, they gone. You're like, well, damn, what happened? That was on
yeah,
fire, you know?
yeah,
And then they
yeah.
break out.
Then you don't see him anymore. And the brother did express how when he was in the industry, they was making it seem like he can only do one thing. You know, do
Right.
this, do this. But he, ever since he was young, he always wanted to do multiple things. It's just
Mm-hmm.
music was, one of his expressions. So, do you
Exactly.
think that you think they try to keep a lot of our young people's locked into that?
They try to make sure that they try to make sure that they lock their creativity into a way that is
Mm,
profitable for those people. You understand what I'm saying?
yes, yes,
They want to make sure that they can control the ship as much as possible. Peace to my brother Abdul, my West
yes.
Coast comrade.
One,
We gonna get together later on tonight. My
yes.
brother
One of my
Abdul
brothers
Muhammad.
brothers was telling me, he said a lot of us just don't realize how powerful music is. So then he went into the spiritual and the metaphysical, and he said they're
Mm-hmm.
using this music for something. We're just putting it out like, hey, just putting out our feelings, but they're actually using this powerful message. I mean, this powerful music for something else.
It is
They get
because it's
money off it.
listen,
They use
just
it for their own
the same
reasons.
way, the same way the snake charmer can charm a snake. It's the
Yes.
same exact way hip hop can lull the people to sleep. You know what I'm saying? So it's being utilized. Why you think there's so many weirdos out now? When you go into a hip hop club now, you don't see a bunch of heterosexual men and women in the club
Yeah.
representing hip hop to the fullest. You don't see that no more. You see a bunch of weird shit. And
Yeah.
I'm not putting it on genders and things of that nature, but you see a bunch of weirdos like people who not even in tune with what the hell the culture is about. You
Yes.
see a bunch of weird
That
shit.
I
People
want to
who
even
not.
say I'm starting to see it with the conscious community. I don't know if you see that, but I'm even starting to see it within the conscious community. Dudes dressing a little funny. I mean, funny messages being slipped in,
Yeah,
and
because they
and
have to. They
nobody.
listen. I always tell you, we are at a very, very, very dangerous time when it comes to opening the mind of the masses. Right, our enemies know that, and they're
Mm,
utilizing every tool that they can to kind of keep the fire down and not awaken the monster. So, of course, the music is geared to make everybody gender neutral, right? Apolitical, non-spiritual. That's it. But they're using those vibrations, right? Coming through it and putting it in a package of hip hop. They've been trying to do it for a long time. That's why you
wow.
don't have no more of those groups. None. The last ones who was able to get by, the last ones who were able to get by doing it was Dead Prez. They kind of snuck through the door
Yeah.
and they got rid of them. So you don't have Dead Prez, you don't have Brand Nubians, you don't have X Clan, you don't have PE, you don't have none of that. That is purposely done. And then I'm not even going to mention, like I said, anytime you know or you see that it's a different energy in the air, when you notice that there's no more reggae, when you notice that there's no more hardcore reggae artists,
Mm-hmm.
if you don't see that in there, you know it's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
You know it's a problem. You dig?
Exactly.
It is a serious problem. So, like I said, they know exactly what they're doing. But then again, I'm witnessing a lot of the MCs from my generation. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about 48 and up, dropping some new heat, new fire. You know what I'm saying? Trying to reach back and educate the youngins. You know what I'm saying? On true messages and the true use of hip hop and the vibrations, right? You see Daddy O just dropped some new shit. And Stetsasonic getting ready to get back on tour. You see Will Smith just dropped some new shit. Kane dropped some new shit. You see Sadat X heavy on tour with some new stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like KRS
Yeah.
said, you know what I'm saying? Ripping the microphone to these motherfuckers 60. You understand? Because we cannot and shall not ever allow our youth, right, to fall victim to a false image and a false message of what true hip hop is. Remember, shit was birthed from nothing. It was birthed from absolutely nothing. We didn't own no equipment or anything. Didn't even own the aerosol paint cans. Nothing. They were b-boying and b-breaking on cardboard boxes in the street. We were stealing electricity from the street lamps. We were borrowing turntables from our parents. You understand what I'm saying? It was birthed from absolutely nothing. And even at that time, we knew that it was a global industry. You dig what I'm saying?
Yes.
Once they found out and once they trusted the profitability of it, they began to take it over. So of course now we 2-3 generations removed from the originators, right? From those who really pushed it to the next level in 1986 with our first Renaissance. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now, you know, you got a lot of weirdo shit going on.
Yeah, I see it.
A lot of counter-revolutionary messages and all that. That's why you see the clothes and the shit is changed up.
Yeah.
You know, the club environment,
Exactly.
all that shit is changed up. These people,
Wow.
when I say weirdo, I'm not saying that to dehumanize people. I'm saying weirdos like these people wouldn't survive 10 minutes in Latin Quarters or Club Union Square or the Rock.
Yes. So
They would not even get off the line. The bouncers wouldn't even let them in the door, man. That's how dangerous. That's how real the culture was. You wasn't having none of that shit. You a weirdo. You come on, get out of here, man. You about to get hurt. And now it's exactly.
Now let me ask you another question.
Uh-huh.
Let me ask you another question. A lot of people are asking when 6ix9ine comes home, he's supposed to come home this month or next month. Do you think he would still have a music career after he comes home?
Hell yeah, if they want him to.
Yeah.
Because they're going to show you and they want to show the kids that if you play by our rules and you rat and you snitch, you can still have a good life. Definitely. If he make a song, right? If he's able to utilize his creativeness and put a song together and maintain some energy like that, hell yeah. They want him to have a career. He gonna have it. Look at what's the name? Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
He was a toe up drug addict. They wrote him off. Wrote him off. You see what I'm saying? And now he's one of the highest paid actors, if not the highest paid actors in Hollywood.
Yeah. I say the same thing. I say the same thing about 6ix9ine because when the situation happened with Puffy and Sean, a lot of people know what Puffy did with Sean, and he still had a career after that. So I don't. So it's like some people don't care about
but it's different. It's different. He was the money maker. He was the one who held the keys. So you could get rid of the Seans, you could get rid of the Biggies, you could get rid of the Black Robs and all that, but you couldn't get rid of Sean. That's why he's still around to this day, because he holds the secrets.
Yeah. And I know a lot of dudes, like Mano, Street Cats, a lot of dudes, they give Puffy a certain amount of praise, and it's like they kind of ignore the whole snitching thing.
They got to, because they in the system. They want to eat.
Okay.
They don't want to get blackballed. They want to eat. They want to eat. And at that point, you can't blame them if they don't have another vehicle to utilize. If they know that they're going to have to resort to being back on the street doing whatever they used to do. Come on, that's a choice that a lot of people not strong enough to make. You
Yeah.
understand what I'm saying?
Now, let me ask you another question, right? Do you think that this will further push the snitching agenda? And another question, why do you think snitching is wrong? Why is it wrong to tell on your brother and lead him to the police, even if y'all did something together or if y'all didn't? Because some people are looking at it like it's not wrong. I hear people defending 6ix9ine, saying that they was screwing his baby mother, they was taking money from him, and people just
It's
defend it.
always look. First of all, it's always wrong because if you were
And they
doing what
defend
you were doing,
Alpo. They defended Alpo also.
come on, man. Listen, people who defend that are people who would do it themselves. You understand? People
Yes.
who defend that, people who would do it themselves. If you are engaged in any type of criminal activity, you got to hold that down. That's part of the game. Hold it down. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That goes for any of them. I don't give a fuck if it's Valachi. I don't care if it's Sammy the Bull. I don't care who it is. You're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to do that.
Yeah.
But remember, I told you who the first snitch was, right? And
Yes.
why it is okay. The first snitch was Adam. Adam snitched on Eve.
Mm.
That was the first snitch.
Mm-hmm.
Adam snitched on Eve. He told, yo. So if Adam can do it, if Adam is the son of man or the son of God, right? He was the first ones that they claim that you put on this planet here. This is what y'all claiming, right? This is in the books. So if he can do it, if Adam can snitch, why nobody else can snitch?
Yeah.
What makes these people bigger than Adam? You
That's
understand what I'm
true.
saying? So that's the
Absolutely.
first snitch right there. Snitching been going on a long time.
And that's what opens up the door for it. And people just, especially when they look up to a person, like a lot of people looked up to Nicky Barnes, Alpo, and now it's like popular now to where people are saying, yo, just because I snitch, I'm not a punk because I snitch. Because I heard people saying, yo, you got killers that snitch. Like,
You
killer
do.
rap.
You do.
Yeah.
You do. You do. You have a lot of them. I know a few of them personally.
Yeah. Now this is another question. Right? For the youngsters out there that like to put the tag on people that they snitching, they telling, and things like that. Now, should a person, because we seen what happened to Nipsey Hussle, should a person be going around, just advertising, yo, this person's a snitch, or that person is snitching, putting out the word? Is that safe or is it dangerous? Because I see a lot of people doing that now. They trying to on YouTube blow each other up. Y'all got paperwork this, paperwork that. What could be the outcome of that?
If you don't have actual paperwork, or in fact, if they didn't tell on you, mind your business. Because I've seen some very good paperwork drawn up.
Yes.
In the law library. You know what I'm saying? I've seen some magnificent shit that's just not real. You know what I'm saying? People will go to great lengths to discredit somebody's integrity and call them a snitch. But if if somebody hasn't snitched on you, if you are not involved in any of those cases, if you don't have concrete proof, you should never throw that out there like that, ever.
Now I'm glad you said that, because a lot of these people was thinking it was cool to do it. One of the brothers from Philly, King Erna, he has a channel where he's snatching people's honor, and then a lot of other people are following behind, but they're also getting hurt for no real reason. Like you said, if a person didn't do anything to you personally, anyone from your family, then leave it alone. It's not really your business. And if you're making your business,
listen, talking about other people's cases and all that shit. Come on, man. See, that's people who want to be in that lifestyle.
Yeah.
These are nosy people, news reporters who want to be in the street and get some type of notoriety from saying that they know criminals and they know this. You don't know shit. You don't know about the lifestyle. Keep your mouth closed. Stay up out of it. You understand what I'm saying? Because that's
Yeah.
all that is. That's all most news anchors are. They rats anyway. They don't know what's going on. They get secondhand information. Shut your damn mouth. You understand what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Now I'm also seeing this trend. You know, it's causing a frenzy all over the web. You know,
Right.
Queens Flip, the gangster interviews. Then you got people, you know, arguing, setting up fake interviews. Now, what do you think should be the sole mission of people getting with these brothers just coming home? I guess trying to help them, rehab them. Should it just be to take pictures with these dudes, or is this to say, yo, I was in a video with these dudes, or should it be something deeper to trying to help these brothers, help others?
Listen, if somebody just coming home, the best thing you can do is give them advice on how to stay home. All that you on social media and you all you doing, like I said, these dudes is using them. They're using these
Yeah.
dudes. The best thing you can do is show somebody how to stay home, how to remain home, how to get them back into society, how to show them how to move, show them exactly where the hazards may be, help them get some type of employment and better themselves. You
Yeah.
understand? All that
Yeah.
putting these dudes online for what?
So this is
For
not
what?
this is not about it's not about a photo op or video op. It's much deeper than
Come
that.
on, man. Okay, you take a picture. What does he get out of it?
Right?
What does he get out of it? Somebody just came home doing 2 decades, right? You on social media, you got a platform, you eating off of your AdSense and all this other shit and Cash App. You get a photo op. Why? Everybody else is saying, oh, yo, that's such and such, such and such. That person getting their money up off of it, what does he get? He get nothing. He
Nothing.
get nothing but the continued remembrance of his criminal lifestyle. Now people remember, oh yeah, that's that dude. He's a criminal. You're not even giving him a shot to change the image that he once had. He is not who he
Yeah.
once was. He made a change. He made it home.
Yes.
So now you're gonna allow everybody to keep in mind that he was a damn criminal, that he may have done some acts that he wasn't proud of. What kind of shit is that?
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, that I had to ask you that question because I was just watching the YouTube and I'm always seeing these YouTubes and the person is, you know, claiming to help these people, but it
How?
doesn't look like that. It look like they just trying to put them up. Yo, I know this person. I know the big homie. When you really
Yeah,
don't know him like that, you could get in some trouble. You could get into some trouble or some heat perpetrating the fraud. You know what I
you
mean?
didn't know that? Yeah, take Murder Inc. for example. They didn't know Preem like that, and look what
Mm-hmm.
almost happened to them. Come on, man. Come on, man.
Mm-hmm.
He 2, 3 generations ahead of them on a whole different side of Queens, but they your best friend, right? Get out of here. And people
Right?
don't learn from that. People try to ignore that fact. What
Yeah.
type of friendship was that? You knew
Or
him
they
like
try to
that?
make you, or they try to make it some type of government conspiracy.
Yeah, get the
And
nah,
like you
nah, nah.
said,
You walked into that exactly. You trying to be somebody you not,
yeah,
and that is the fault of everybody, man.
yeah,
Walk your lane.
that's right.
Walk your lane, man.
Let me ask you another question, right? At what age, or if it is an age that brothers should get they thing together? You know, some people say around 22, 24, 25. I know a lot of us, we get it right maybe around 30, 35 from so many different
Listen,
obstacles. But what age you think it should be?
listen. Here, in this part of the planet, in this country, it is much
Yeah,
harder for us to even grasp or figure out exactly what we want to do in life, right?
yeah,
Because we're not nurtured through the education system. We're not nurtured in the corporate institutions. So it takes us a long time. We got some of us that's 50, 60 years old that died without even owning a home. I know youngins that died at 17 from East New York that never been downtown Brooklyn. You understand what
wow,
I'm saying? So some people need to get their life together quicker than others, right?
yes,
I always utilize when I look at myself and I say, well, damn, Fidel Castro had the whole Cuba at 31 years old. He was the leader.
no
You
doubt.
understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
He was the leader. of
Yeah.
people, the whole country, right?
Wow.
A world leader. That's what they made. He was a world leader at 31 because he utilized everything that he had and pushed forward.
Yeah.
Now, when we look at ourselves and we look at how Brother Malcolm was assassinated, how Martin was assassinated, you see what I'm saying? We
Yeah.
don't have access within the machine to do that. That's why they get so mad at hip hop and sports.
Yeah.
You got people who are really young men. LeBron and them owning their own house and owning businesses at 30. I mean, excuse me, at 19, 20 years old. You see
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Soldier Boy came through, was able to take care of his family at 16, 17, 18.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yep.
This is why they don't want that type of thing going on. You are able to leap levels. You know what I'm saying? Using a little bit of ingenuity and ability. But
Yeah.
at some point, they're going to come in and control that. So you have to find a way to get in it and get out of it and make use of it. So I encourage everybody to get yourself together at a younger age, as young as age as possible. Right now, we don't have the luxury to waste time in bullshit. We just
Yeah.
don't. We just don't.
Yeah. Let me ask you another question, right? It for our peoples, for young black males, right? Men or women, is there anything wrong with seeking government help or going to a therapist or a psych or anything? Is there anything wrong with that?
No, no. If you can recognize that you need help mentally,
Yeah.
right? We have a lot of mental issues, man. A lot of man. Listen, we're at an all-time high when it comes to mental imbalances, right? All-time high. And if you recognize that you need help mentally, you got to go get it. Some people are living through depression right now and don't even recognize it. A
Yeah.
lot of people, especially melanated people, are going through depression because they can't understand what is going on around them. They're
That's
not
true.
living with a purpose, and they really don't know. So to come outside your door and to live in that energy of uncertainty, the energy of death, the energy of
Confusion.
homelessness,
Yeah.
watching that
Confusion.
confusion, a lot of people dropping dead. You know what I'm saying? A lot of
Mm.
friends and family members just dropping dead because they're ill or ill-equipped to handle the pressures that's thrown at us. It's a lot of mental illness that's going on. So if you know you feel uneasy and you get the urge, go get some help. Definitely. Definitely. There's nothing wrong
Yeah.
with that. You
Yeah.
gotta speak to somebody, go speak to somebody. You understand what I'm saying? People
Yeah.
don't understand how much I utilize social media to deal with my issue. You see what I'm saying? I know
Yeah.
from being raised in East New York, from living the lifestyle that I live, I'm very homicidal.
Yes.
My anger levels is ridiculous. And I
Yes.
teach and I facilitate anger management classes.
That's
You
right.
understand what I'm saying? So
Yes.
you can't store these issues, right? It's called it's called storing and packing. You just keep pushing shit down, pushing shit down, pushing shit down until it explodes.
Yes.
So me working and helping other people helps me deal with that. I'll be
Yes.
ready to pop somebody's head off quick. I know me.
Absolutely.
I'm a predator. I've
Yeah.
done it. You understand what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
did? So whatever you need, if you need any kind of help with your mental imbalances, go get it. Especially if you can recognize it. A lot of people don't recognize it.
Yeah. Yeah. What,
I
what do you
know,
think is yeah, why do you think is one of the reasons that we hide that? You know what I mean? Is it
because
because of the ridicule of our peoples or our
yeah,
peers?
it's shameful. It's shameful at any level because what society conditions, especially men, they condition men to say, "I got it, I can handle it. Be a man, man up." They
I
put you in
got
this
control
box.
over
Anything that's thrown your way, you're supposed to be able to handle it and deal with it. You understand? So it's a bit of shame if you're saying, "Well, I can't deal with it." You know what I'm saying? I'm emotionally off balance. You know what I'm saying? They don't understand why they feel like crying all the time. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
That pressure busts pipes. You know how off balance you gotta be to sit in a courtroom and get sentenced 25 years to life and not shed a tear.
Wow.
You see what I'm saying?
No, you're right.
Do
You're
you know?
right.
Do you know what that's like? You gotta
Wow.
be really off your rocker, man.
Yeah, I was
And they
just talking to
telling
my
you never coming home, and
wow.
and your response is a shrug of the shoulder. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We've
Now,
been conditioned to think that we are okay when a
yeah.
lot of us are not.
Yeah. I watch a lot of those court shows sometimes when the brothers is getting sentenced and whatnot. Now, me, maybe I'm looking at it differently, but I see some of those brothers might crack a smile or they act like they don't care. But I think they really do care. Like you were saying before, sometimes we gotta we gotta unbalance ourselves just to deal with certain situations. And I'm seeing those brothers smile, and one of the judges saying, "Oh, you smiling and you're an animal." And I said, "No, I don't think that. I think sometimes it's a mechanism that we try
Yeah,
to
it
act like
is.
things don't bother us."
It's an automatic defense response, man. Automatic. Automatic. Through living, well, excuse me, because we have been living through all type of madness. So we can have a little bit of PTSD going on, right?
Yeah.
Then you gotta understand, we never really went through the actual mourning phase, right, of slavery. We haven't mourned through that process yet. We was slaughtered before slavery was even an institution, right? So to get up out of that mentally and spiritually, man, we kind of pushed that shit down and blocked it, pushed it to the side. So when you're dealing with that, you're dealing with Jim Crow, you're dealing with civil rights movement and all that other stuff. You're dealing with the Black Power movement, how they smashed and crushed that. You're dealing with the 80s economics and the wage gaps. You're dealing with crack, heroin epidemics. You're dealing with mass incarceration. You're dealing with all that. Yes, Abraham. Intergenerational trauma. You're dealing with all that. You become numb. So that's your response when you getting served a life sentence. You're like, fuck it, I wasn't living life anyway. Excuse my language. You understand? These dudes are really, you've become a monster, just like a soldier from Nam. You understand? So that's what the response is. So of course we
Yeah.
deal with a lot of mental issues, a lot of mental health.
Yeah, it's kind of like you got to alter yourself. It's kind of like you got to alter your mentality. And I remember a lot of times I used to see my grandmother, laugh at certain situations. So I say, "Why are you laughing?" She says, "Sometimes you have to laugh from not crying."
Yeah, man. Because you
So,
know
wow.
what happens? Sometimes when you cry, you can't stop. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
My queen always says one thing that her parents told her: don't scream out, because sometimes you'll scream and you won't stop screaming. You got to control certain aspects of that, so you don't ever get to a place where you're so stressed out. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
You can't, and then now you screaming. That's some people you see on homeless screaming in the street. They lost
Oh
their
yeah.
money.
Yeah, hollering and whatnot. Yeah.
Yeah. You have to have some type of balance, and the only way we can get balance is we get to the root cause of it and understand that the root cause is oppression through living in this capitalist system that's on
Yeah.
its way to fascism. Once you could get a grip on that and know that you yourself are not to blame, because a lot of people still blame themselves. Know that you are not to blame for your conditions, then you can recognize your conditions and start getting yourself together to get you a shovel and dig up out of the bullshit.
That's
And
right.
that's what
Yeah.
hip hop had did for a lot of us. Hip hop was our shovel.
Mm-hmm.
And they knew it. That's why they slapped down and controlled it. That's why they
Yeah.
slapped down and controlled the means of eating from it. You
Yeah.
see what I'm saying? I seen it. Believe me, I'm telling you, man. In
Yeah.
1988, I was in the service. I was stationed in Germany. When I
Yeah.
tell you, every hip hop artist that we had at that time was over in Germany doing shows, people wouldn't believe that. They
Yeah.
think they just going over there to get that money. These dudes
Mm-hmm.
been going over there, and those people couldn't speak a lick of English, but knew the artists,
Knew
knew
the
their
artist. Wow.
rhymes.
In the
Couldn't speak
songs. Yeah.
English. They was going to Frankfurt getting shows. So this is,
Wow.
like I said, it's not new.
Yeah.
Technology has just kept up, or technology, excuse me, has just caught up to the greatness of who we are. And now we're utilizing it. Telling you, Big Daddy Kane, third base, all that shit. I was shocked as hell to see that third base was white. I was like, what? Because
Yeah,
remember,
yeah.
I wasn't home, and I didn't have, you don't have the same cable TV. We talking 88, man. If I could
Yeah,
just
yeah.
describe to y'all what hip hop was in 88,
Yeah.
it's
I,
nothing
I
like it
thought
is
I
now.
thought MC Search, I thought he was either black or Puerto Rican myself when I first
Listen,
heard him.
I didn't give him none of that. I thought he was black
Yeah.
because I'm only
Uh-huh.
listening to the songs.
In the
When I
lyrics.
came overseas and I seen him, I was like, yo,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
you understand what I'm saying?
Bro, yeah, yeah.
It's a big difference between now and then.
Yes, it is.
You understand? We knew it was a global powerhouse. We knew it. We been knew it with the fashion, with everything. But nobody was giving them a shot because they was trying to figure out how was they going to eat off it. If I put these young dudes in position, how can I exploit it and make more money off it than they are going to make? Once they
Yeah.
figured out how to do that,
It
they
was a
opened
rap.
the doors.
Yeah.
They opened the
Yeah.
doors. So now you getting your labor cheapened. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They was already beating them off of the record contracts. They was
Oh
beating
yeah.
them off of that. So now they had to find a way to beat them on the merchandising. They had to find a way to beat them out of their show money. You
Wow.
dig? But it was a global powerhouse back then, man. Come on,
Wow.
yo. See, when you talking to somebody who know and who been there, it's different than talking to
Yeah.
somebody who lived it and walked through it and don't want you to know that he was getting beat and extorted. They're
Now,
not
now,
gonna. They don't want to crush that image that you have of them in their mental.
yeah. Now let me ask you another question because I know that you're like a hip hop historian. You know a lot. What about this brother Casino? Casino, are you familiar with him? That tells all of these rap stories. I was gonna ask you. Okay, yeah, because he's okay, he was on one of the God Body channels last
Okay,
at first sight, and he was telling
got
a
you.
lot of these stories. But a lot of people say he makes these stories up as he's go, and he's like a journalist. He's making good money off it. So do you
Really?
think?
Well, you know what we're gonna do?
What's
Because
up?
it's so many of them that
Okay.
I try to catch up on and keep abreast on. You know what I'm saying? Because like I
Mm-hmm.
said, my daughter's 14, so she better know Grandmaster Caz just like she know who Casanova is. She don't
That's
have
right.
no wiggle room. You understand
Fact.
what I'm saying? So I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
find out who that brother is. I'm gonna do the homework on him, and then we're gonna do a build on him.
Okay. Yeah. Absolutely.
And if he's not truthful, we're gonna snatch the prestige away from him. If he's a
True.
clown, we're gonna snatch the prestige away from him, and that's gonna be that.
Yeah, because
Because
this
that's
is
one thing
history.
I'm not gonna allow anybody to lie about this hip hop thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, like you said, this is history, and this need to be taught
Yeah,
correctly.
yeah,
Because, like
it
you said, you
gotta
got the
be.
babies. The babies is watching and they listening, and you got a lot of these that's putting out fake stories just to get, I guess they
Yeah,
money up or whatever.
that's it.
But
Because when you control a narrative, man, you can lose the people. We live in proof,
mm-hmm.
right? Stolen legacy, right? Alvin
Facts.
Van Sertima, all type of. They came before Columbus and everything. It took us
Mm-hmm.
years to get back
That's
because the
true.
history was diluted or in fact just destroyed. You see
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? So not gonna let them do it with hip hop.
Yeah,
I'm not. Dudes that
absolutely.
ain't thugs and ain't gangs. Only thing that I put the brakes on is that these men now are grandfathers. They have kids. You know what I'm saying? So they have, now once you break down their image and their prestige, now they want to get angry and shit because their kids
Mm-hmm.
gonna look at them different. So I
That yeah,
save I
fact.
save a lot of them. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, I don't get money off of none of this shit.
Yeah,
This is just pure information and documentation for my daughter. So, when I transition, she knows the truth.
that's
That's
right.
all that's all that is. But I don't want, because I could give dudes some information that had
Mm.
dudes' sons look at him like, damn, dad,
Mm.
damn.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
absolutely.
I know.
Mm.
I know. I've been in the studios. You know what I'm saying? I've been at the tables. You know what I'm saying? I had
Yeah.
their execs Try to
Wow.
employ me to get that work in.
So you've been there and you done seen a lot, and you,
Come
yeah.
on, man. Come on, man. Believe
Mm-hmm.
me. Believe me.
And,
Dudes
and you know,
they don't never, ever, ever want to unleash the monster, you know? But again, like I
yeah,
said, I don't believe in that rat shit.
yeah,
Not no snitch. But when I
mhm,
see them,
yeah,
they better pay homage.
no
You
question.
understand what I'm saying? That's
Mm-hmm.
where you get dudes upset.
Yeah,
That's why Choke running around like that, because y'all trying to stop him from eating and stuff like
yeah,
that. It's when dudes start getting upset. You know?
absolutely.
I'm just built a different type of way. I don't
Mm-hmm.
need nothing from you. I don't.
Yeah.
But don't ever try to speak out of order. You know?
Mm-hmm. On the
That's what
guard,
it
that's
is.
right. What's some of the advice? What's some of the advice that you give some of these young artists that's trying to come into the game? These young brothers that's making the videos, that's just getting hot, and they might not have a good business mind. What do you say to them before they even get into the game?
Try to remain as independent as possible. Right? If this is your dream and you hold on. If this is your dream and you really think that you want to do this, then you have to find a way to you gotta find a way to make it happen without being beat. You dig? You gotta find
Yeah.
a way to happen without getting beat, you know?
Okay.
That's all. That's all. Try to stay as independent as possible and do as many shows as possible and earn your bread.
Yeah. Now, what about the people, right, that have some type of culture, some type of spiritual practiceness, some type of higher consciousness that
Mhm.
feel like they have to let that go when they get in the game and they get around these certain crowds and things? What do you tell them?
You can't let that go because the industry is using them same spiritual practices to keep them in check.
Mm,
They do work too.
okay,
They burn incense. They have altars. Can they do the same thing in reverse?
got
So
you.
you gotta make sure you keep yours. You better have that
Hmm.
initial protection. You
Yeah,
understand what I'm saying? But this
absolutely.
battery's going dead. I gotta charge it up.
This was
You
a
know,
good one.
we're
This was
gonna
a
come
good
back
one.
and build on what we initially said about the clothing and the dipness and is it a
Okay.
contradiction? All right.
Yeah. All right.
Give me a few and we're gonna get back to that.
All right. Thanks for having me, man. This was a good one. Love it.
All right,
Peace.
salute.
Salute.